Hi, friends. I wanted to do a little update on my bus since I'm starting to patch things up now. The majority of the problem that I've been having has been my brake and taillights. And then it seemed that my turn signals also went. Uh, but that was actually my own failing. I'll explain in a moment. But the problem with the brake and the taillights were actually the fuse block has a bunch of like residue from what I'm thinking is actually the paint job. So they actually had this bus painted in like a booth, like a proper booth and everything. Not a good paint job, but painted by people who do paint jobs. And um, there's a whole bunch of dust underneath the dash, almost as if they had something open in here. Um, and a lot of the extra fall off kind of got underneath the dash and they didn't clean it up. So it got into my fuse block and it seems to be reducing the reliability of that fuse block. So for the taillights and the brake lights, I've actually tapped off from other points to get those. Although they're still a little bit unreliable, every once in a while you have to go in and jiggle the fuses to get like taillights to work. So I do have a new fuse block, not like an OEM fuse block, but like a secondary fuse block that I can make new circuits for things that aren't working well. So I can tap off the battery or other points through that fuse block and then power things like my taillights and my brake lights with the turn signals. So I have a weird setup here. I don't have hazards, or it didn't come with hazards, and the turn signals were working fine. What I didn't realize is that there is actually a hazard switch underneath the steering wheel. It's in a really weird position, and it's like I've never seen one like that. Usually you have like the push to turn them on and then like you push again to turn them off. You actually have to push it in for on and then pull out, or like pull out for on and then push in for off. Well, that cancels my turn signals. So the switch is there. I actually know where to wire in to have hazards now. Um, but it cancels the turn signals, the individual turn signals. And if you go to tone out the switch without realizing that you're on the hazards mode, it looks like the switch is bad. So I took apart my entire steering wheel only to find that my hazards were on. And then I just needed to put it back together and everything would be fine. So, um, yeah, everything's fine now. I have turn signals. I don't have all of my LEDs in, but I have been going through and putting LEDs in everything. As you can see, I have a beautiful purple glow on some things here. And some others are just waiting for parts at the moment. Yeah, I'm replacing the tails with LEDs, and I don't have headlights yet, but I have LED turn signals up front. Um, and yeah, so and then I upgraded my flasher to handle the LEDs. That just came in today, and I'm going to use the old flasher to wire in the secondary branch for hazards. This van, the wiring is that you have instead of one flasher and running the circuit properly, you have two flashers, and then you just override and distribute for all four corners or both sides. Um, so yeah, that has been an adventure. Just trying to fix this van and like walk through all of the wiring, because we have wiring here too. You may have seen a picture where all of this wiring was coming through here and just like everywhere. I had terminal blocks set up here. They were pretty chunky, so I actually got a little bit more. compact ones, and then got everything in here and started figuring out where these are going. The majority of these go either down to this school bus switch box, and also take feeds from the engine bay. And then the rest of them go all the way through here and all the way to the back. And then additionally, there's a second run up here which handles turn signals, rear tails, and brake lights and reverse light, and yeah, so that all of that actually is a second run up this way through here, and then you'll see this is the majority for like the bus lights, and then these are like the rear tails and stuff like that too. So I still have some work to do back there to clean up. Most of the lines are cut. You have to, a lot of these, when they put them back into service as something else, which I believe this was for a little bit, like a church bus or something, you have to, that's why they repainted it and then disabled all of the upper flashers, the two rounds on either side and on the back. All of that came in, spliced it, capped stuff off, made sure things like there's safety switches on the doors and the roof hatch that either cut the power to the ignition or set off a really annoying buzzer. So yeah, and then of course there's 12-volt lines fucking just dangling around, and then when I pull them through and scrape them against this edge, they make a nice fun spark and let a little smoke out. So that's why it looks like this now rather than what it did look like before. As for everything else, the stuff that I'm doing to like build out my house, because I need to get this titled as an RV, I have moved a bunch of stuff from my van. This is a little organizing unit that I have for my van. I have like my kitchen stuff and some, like my mouthwash, because I have my toothbrush here, and then more like bathroom stuff, because sink is right here, so might as well keep bathroom stuff there. And it's also nice to, like, if I'm driving, a lot of this stuff is accessible. I can just like reach around and like grab a Band-Aid or a toothpick or something like that. I also have like hot sauce and I have like my insulin needles here, and my vape juice, and just easily accessible things from like this general area. So like the kitchen, which we'll move on to, the sink is there's a 6-gallon jug underneath here, and then this was actually designed for like those 5-gallon jugs that you put on water coolers, and it's just a little battery operated guy and does that. Right now my drain doesn't drain to anything. It's literally just a straight pipe down here, so I'm catching it with this little silicone Tupperware container that I have. You may have also seen my amazing new flat grill, which I love to cook on. It's absolutely fucking stunning. And then I have my old burner right here from the van. It is a fucking mess right now. This is very much still a construction zone. While we're here in this shot, I can show you my electrical. This is my charge controller from my 300 watts of solar on the top of the roof. That goes into the battery here, and then which is a 24 volt lithium ion pack that I built myself out of reclaimed 18650 cells. I also have enough to make 3 more of these, which gets me about 1.2 kilowatt hours. This one's like a half kilowatt hour battery, but those are all my like highest capacity cells. So I'll get less full capacity on the next 2 packs that I make when I get around to it. And then this is my 24 volt breaker fuse block, and then converts to regulated 12 volts for a lot of lines that need it. And then everything is just running through these split loom carriers that I have that just run the wire down to here. I have my, can you see that? Oh, no. What is going on here? That's my fridge right there, which is going to get raised up here, so then underneath I can have shoe storage by the door. My bed, which has met its fate, unfortunately. It will go forward and backwards now, but it will not fold open anymore because there's a gear set on this side that went to a worm gear, which allowed the linkages to fold it open. But the nylon gear inside of the gear housing, which was basically just a differential, it took this motion and made it this motion, exploded, and I don't know that I can find that part. And also it'll motivate me to make the updated version of this sooner rather than later. But I really wish it would go down right now, because I was going to do that anyways. That was actually one of my next priorities, was to make the bed anyways. So that will actually, there's a lot of like structure under here too, and the new design will free up some of that space for storage underneath the bed as well. So what's next? The whole back really is basically garage and bathroom. Let's talk about, where is it? Right there it is. This thing is my toilet. It's a little porta potty dude. The top part, it separates, the bottom and the top separate, and you can dump it out into a toilet. And you're supposed to get, I think maybe see in the back here, there's a little bag, a little pouch of chemicals, little pouches. I think they're like an enzyme or something, and they're supposed to eat all the grossness. But I tell you what, dumping that thing is not fucking fun. Everybody says it's fine. Everybody's like, oh, like you watch van life videos, and they're like, and they got the cassette toilet, and they're like, oh, you just go and dump it in a toilet and it's fine. And I'm just like, and I do it. I've done it twice now. And I have to say, friends, it's not fun. It's absolutely not fun. I am going to be building a composting toilet and doing it that way. And that will keep urine and shit separate. And then I can manage both individually in their own ways. And the whole thing can be emptied a little bit more easily. Like either or thing can be emptied at their own pace and in the right ways that are significantly less disgusting than this fucking thing. Okay, I'm done with that part. Okay, I have my monitor up. It's not really running right now, but I have the converter from 24 to like 19 volts, 20 volts. This will run this monitor, and then that's my computer. It's an old IBM or Lenovo ThinkPad that was a gaming machine. It's got two GTX 660Ms in it, and it does well for what I need. So yeah, that takes like 1920 volts. This takes 19 volts. And then I have a Mi box, so for like TV and stuff, for like Netflix and whatnot. That's my little Android TV box down there. But that takes 5 volts. So, and I don't know. I have a bunch of really cool like 5-volt USB PCBs that I don't know where they are, and they take the whole range of my 24-volt system and drop it down to 5 volts. But I don't know where they are. So yeah, I'll figure that out, and then I'll have TV. And oh yeah, and I still need a speaker for this too, like a little sound bar. I don't know, like a little something or other. And then yeah, so bathroom, we talked about that, and then the rest of this is kind of just garage space. I might just cut it off here, put like a divider here. I'm definitely gonna do upper shelves here. Maybe like partially on this side. I do want to keep the kitchen mostly free of upper space, because I do want to put a vent fan in here, and then I'll probably be putting a vent fan in here too for the bathroom. And then what would be great eventually too is, so I can pull my motorcycle in here. It takes about like 90% of the width of the van just by measuring real quick. But eventually, and it's gonna cost some money, but if I do eventually do it, I want to make a recirculating shower back here, with a gray water reclamation and filtering system. I'd probably get like a 10-gallon tank, and then I can recirculate that for my showers, and that could improve this sink for washing hands, and then I'd just keep my 6-gallon for drinking water, or eventually maybe get a freshwater tank as well. Is there anything else? But yeah, that's me talking for almost 20 minutes on my van, and I think that's enough. I'm really excited about just this upgrade. I've had this thing for like a month now, and I needed to do all of the stuff like to pass inspection, because I need to get the bus inspected to get it titled as an RV, so then I can get proper insurance, or insurance at all, because as a commercial vehicle it's very difficult to get insurance for personal use. So it's been sitting here by the shop for about a month now, maybe even to the day, honestly, actually 4 weeks or so. But it's done. I mean, like, give me another like few days and I'm probably gonna start looking at the paperwork to do today, and then finish like bolting down this stuff, get all of my dash panels in, clean up, make sure everything has like a home, because it is a fucking mess in here. But yeah, that's my bus. I don't have a name for her yet, so help me out. I was thinking Holly for some reason. That came to my mind. But, you know, I'm a big fan of puns, or variations on the names. So Morrison was my Van Morrison. She's my brown-eyed girl. So I kind of want something along those lines. Something clever. But not like the magic school bus or like something Scooby-Doo related, because that doesn't, no, please, let's not do that. Anyways, I'm Chloe. Chlomads on Instagram and Twitter. I do have a Patreon. I am going to keep starting to do doing more videos like this, and then also once my desk is like cleaned up and my computer's plugged in, I'm going to start streaming some of my more intricate projects in here. So like electronics and stuff dealing with circuit board fabrication and stuff like that. So it'd be great if you helped me out with that. I am on YouTube. This might not go on YouTube. This will be for Facebook for now, but maybe I'll just upload it to YouTube as well, just so everybody can see it and know what's going on in the future. I'm gonna stop rambling because 3 minutes ago I said it was 20 minutes and now it's 21 minutes. Bye.